And as a result of that, living with him for, at the most 6 months, I ended up moving to the YMCA and finishing high school. I went to Dunbar High School in Chicago.
Okay, I went to Austin High School.
Yeah, and so I finished at Dunbar and then ended up joining this magazine selling group, going across Illinois, stopping in small towns where we had about 10 young people knocking on doors like here and trying to sell magazine subscriptions. Okay, so Chicago is in me. The streets of Chicago, the culture of Chicago, and to a lesser extent Detroit, too. That's why we started. That's why I started Third World Press, and I started Third World Press primarily because I'm reading, I'm studying. I had spent 3 years in the military, which it did not necessarily go well because, and the reason it didn't go well is because I'm becoming more and more knowledgeable of the world, and the military is basically for people who do not ask questions. Okay, it's especially as an enlisted man or woman, and you just take orders, and I just refused to take ignorant orders. All right, so I was always in trouble, and always in fights. Especially with, at that time, this is between 1960 and 63, where the military had been recently, quote unquote, integrated, which meant too much nothing, because we were still at the lowest end and working the worst jobs. And I stayed in trouble, always fighting these young white boys, around my age also, who didn't know me and didn't know what my life was about. But fortunately, I was a reader, and I knew my history to the degree that I did at that time, and knew that wasn't my life. I was in the military because of the poor boys' answer to unemployment, all right? And stayed for the 2 years and 10 months, got an early out, and used the GI Bill to go to school. Okay. So culture became a lifeline for me in terms of there is something for me beyond America, beyond the lies of America, beyond the killing adventures of America. Okay, not only in terms of foreign wars, but the war on us, black people, here in America. All right, and about 2.5 million brothers locked down in the dungeons and prisons of America. And I would dare say out of the 2.5 million brothers and women, black women and men, I would dare say over 2 million don't belong there, easily. And I say, okay, I'm gonna give you 500,000 that are criminals. But 2 million, they plead. It's a plea deal. You don't have a lawyer. You got a criminal as a president, Donald Trump, who has been indicted, who has, been found guilty of rape, all right, found guilty of grifting and stealing in terms of his properties over the year. And this is a serious president again, all right. Now this book came out, Not Our President, New Direction from the Pushed Out, Us, the Others, Us, and the clear majority of Trump's stolen America. Okay. And so, with a foreword by the great Cornel West. Right? So we published this book before he was elected. Why? Because I knew about him. Why did I know about him? I'm a reader. Okay. And I'm probably one of the few black men in America who reads the New York Times every day. Read the Financial Times pretty much every day, okay? And I still read paper, all right? And so here, this man who lied over 30,000 times in his first 4 years, why is he being even considered? I'm not dealing with all the grifting. I'm not dealing with the crime family. I'm talking about just telling lies every time he opens his mouth, and you want him president? Okay? So that's what we're up against in America. Right? And as a result of being a man who's conscious, who's serious, and who loves black people, okay? And what I was not able to say last night because it was going so fast, I love all children. It doesn't matter what culture the children come from, okay? You say your name came from the Irish, well, I love Irish children too, okay? There's a very large Irish and Polish community in Chicago. Because the children are there because of their parents. Now, their parents may be total idiots, but the culture of the parent had not got to the children, but the they're growing into the culture. So we get to the point where they become idiots also. And this is why education is so important. It is critical. Okay. And we all do what we've been taught to do.
That's correct.
All of us.